Today on DNVR Buffs Live, what does success look like for the Colorado Buffaloes this weekend against Delaware? Our picks for the weekend and much more. Let's get it.
Buff Nation!
Let's go.
Squad!
Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores, is DNVR Buffs Live. Last show from here for the week. Woo-hoo. We got pregame tomorrow, game on Saturday, post-game to follow, of course. Today on the show, we will make our picks for the week. We'll talk about the new transfer portal rules, which are becoming more interesting by the minute, it seems. Carson Crawford's going to be taking his visit to Colorado this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll talk Delaware's offense. Shout out to our guy, Bryce Leslie, for coming on and doing that video with us yesterday. Go check it out on the channel if you haven't already.
Squad.
We'll start today, though, with success. What does success look like for Coach Prime in Colorado this weekend? They're obviously 23, 24-point
23
favorites.
and a half, yeah.
Delaware, first year in FBS. They're in Conference USA. They're a decent football program in FCS, but this is clearly a step up. We'll start on the offensive side of the ball. Pat Shurmur, Kaidon Salter, Julian, where do you want to go?
We're going unit by unit success?
Just offense, defense.
Okay. I mean, nothing less than 35 points.
So yesterday, I need to see 5 offensive touchdowns.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
We're on the same page there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got to score 35 points in this game as an offense to start building a rhythm. Last week, 20 obviously was not good enough. Honestly, 20 is never good enough in a college football game.
Facts.
I feel like maybe even setting it at 35 is being kind of generous. So you got to find a way to score 35 points. Are we going to get to, like, on the whole as a third answer for this? Like,
Yeah,
you're going to go
yeah,
offense,
yeah.
defense, and then on the whole? Okay.
Yeah, as a whole. Go ahead.
Start fast. Start fast. Go down in your opening drive and put 7 on the board. That's what you got to do. And obviously, we talk about try to find an identity. This is a great week to try to do that. Jordan Seaton alluded to what he thinks it should be after the game on Friday, and I completely agree with him. This should be a run-first team that uses the run to set up play-action pass and to set up deep shots to its elite talent on the perimeter and the receiver side. So that's kind of what I want to see. Like I said, I want to see 5 offensive touchdowns, and I also want to see this quarterback situation handled carefully because it is a
Where's my football?
it's a situation that has to be, like I said, handled delicately, right? With both of these guys, their confidence kind of, I don't want to say hanging in the balance, but like I said, you want to be careful with it. Playing 2 quarterbacks in a situation where the entire fan base is looking forward to seeing Julian Lewis's college debut, but also looking to see how Kaidon builds off of week 1 and kind of corrects some of the mistakes he made and gets just more comfortable with this offense, with the play caller, and obviously with the talent around him. So those are the 2 or 3 things offensively that I for sure want to see. And if I see that, it will be a successful day.
Yeah, just a combination of that, really. Get on them early. I mean, I don't care about a touchdown first drive, honestly. I want them to put like 20 points on them in the first half. Like, they need to be close to almost covering, honestly, in the first half. Like, put this thing away early. And then, yes, as a whole, you need to, I mean, you're going to have to cover, in my opinion. Leave no doubt amongst anyone who won this football game, any way you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, on more finer side of things, running the football. I want to see like 200 rushing yards total from this team. I want to see that shift that you're talking about, Scotty, that identity shift of fully committing to the run. I mean, even if you go for it on a 3rd and 1 and don't get it, I'm not going to be, I'll say it right now, I don't want to be upset right away. But I just want the thought of it to be there. The thought of like that toughness angle for this football team. I want to see them take advantage of that.
I might want to adjust my number here. Do you guys remember what the score was between Colorado and North Dakota State last year?
28,
not off the top of my head.
24,
points,
something like
right?
that.
It was 31-26 Colorado.
Oh, okay.
I feel like offensively they did pretty decent in that game.
Started a bit slow, but yeah.
Yeah, looking back. Well, no, they started fast.
They got that Travis touchdown really early.
And then the Jimmy touchdown. They had 14 points in the first
yeah,
quarter.
that's right. They were up.
And they went 3 in the second, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth. Maybe I need to drop it down to 30. But then that puts a lot on the defense. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it at 35. But I was kind of surprised to see that because I was going to say, like, I think they scored about 35 against North Dakota State. Now, North Dakota State and Delaware are very different programs.
Yep.
But they do share some similarities in the sense that they've dominated, especially their regions, and in North Dakota State's case, the entire FCS for several years. But Delaware is kind of like the North Dakota State of the Northeast.
Right.
And the reason I bring that up is because we learned a lot about North Dakota State in that game, and in my opinion, like the power of coaching, the power of
culture,
identity, and that sort of thing. And so I think that I've seen Colorado play FCS teams that did not belong on the field with them and blow them out before. I don't think this is going to be one of those games where you look out there and you're just like, wow, this is crazy. What are these guys even doing on the same field? Like I think Delaware deserves some respect in that regard. So I just want to say that before all these predictions and all this stuff gets crazy, because I would not be surprised to see Delaware have success in areas of this football game based on the things that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
They're a veteran team. This group has been playing together for a couple of years under this head coach. Ryan Carty is his name, correct? They've had back-to-back 9-win seasons. Granted, it's at the FCS level, and this is their first full year at the FBS level. But
I mean, they've had playoff runs and stuff, dude.
Delaware is a proud football program.
Yes.
And obviously, like I said, they're coming up a level, but they should not be ignored or discounted. But with all that said, Colorado certainly has the talent advantage,
clearly,
at every position. I'm going to assume they have the coaching advantage as well. And that should result in them covering. I'll put it like that.
Defensively, I think you need, someone said multiple turnovers.
Yeah.
I think you need that as well.
Hell yeah.
You showed it last week. You had 3 turnovers last week.
Yeah.
I'm expecting at least that, I think, against Delaware this week, and particularly in the passing game. I think that's really where Colorado has the advantage defensively. No big plays over the top on defense. No, gashes up the middle for 60 yards or whatever in the run game. So avoiding big plays, generating turnovers, and just playing Colorado football. Put your strengths to use. Let those cornerbacks, cook, do their thing, and let that defensive line stay fresh. See more from certain guys, certainly, but let that front seven do what they do. Run around and get people down on the ground.
And be alignment and assignment sound.
Yes.
Talking to the linebackers and linebackers coach Andre Hart today, that was, let them tell it, the biggest issue in terms of stopping Georgia Tech's run in week 1 is just a lot of times they weren't aligned in the right spot to fit up the run correctly. And that cannot be an issue that persists into week 2 and beyond. And another big thing, stop the quarterback run. Dead the quarterback run immediately. This quarterback, Nick Minicucci, fire name, by the way, he is capable with his legs. He was Delaware's leading rusher in week 1 against Delaware State. This man had 6 touchdowns in the game last year, late in the year against Campbell. 4 passing, 2 rushing. Like, he is a capable runner of the football. And I assume after watching week 1, Delaware's offensive coaching staff, their head coach, who also is their play caller, is going to try to dial up some quarterback run because Colorado showed that they're susceptible to it. I think Haynes King is a bit different talent-wise than Nick Minicucci, but nonetheless, Colorado put on tape that they're susceptible to that, and if you don't nip that in the bud against Delaware, it's going to be every team's number 1 priority from an offensive standpoint the rest of the year.
That's exactly what I want to see from the defense is gap sound football.
Yep.
I want to see these linebackers shooting gaps, making plays in the backfield, celebrating, having fun. I felt like a lot of last week was like on the heels.
Yeah.
And this is a game where they're going to watch that film. Coach Prime said it himself. Like, they're going to try to replicate all of the things that Georgia Tech had success with. So this is on you as a coaching staff and as a team to say, okay, this is a great opportunity to correct what we went wrong against lesser talent. And if you can get it right against this team, then you have a much better chance of getting it right against the teams that are going to press you in those areas later in the year. So that's a big one for me, is just like, I don't know how to put, if I necessarily need to put a number on it, but I would like to see less than 4 yards per carry.
Yeah.
But more than anything, I just don't want to see those big gaps where someone's in the wrong place. They got fooled by, a pulling guard who was just eye candy, whatever it is. Like, read and react and just make plays in the right place and keep this team in front of you. Now, you mentioned like no big throws over the top. That would be great too, but I think in this game you're probably going to play a lot more of that press man, definitely more man coverage than you played in the past. And so that's going to be their chance. Like, I think they're probably going to take 3, 4, 5 shots over the top of this just because that's going to be the place where they have a one-on-one matchup and they're going to try to win it.
Mm-hmm. To go to your point, Scotty, about running the quarterback this week, though, I will be interested to see how they handle that. Just with the last 2 years, the injuries they faced at that position, Marker going down 5th play into the game or whatever it was last week. Obviously, they're going to have some faith in Minicucci for what he's done the last 13-plus months at this point for Delaware. But I do wonder if they're going to be like, well, we're going against a team who's obviously a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster than us. I do wonder if they maybe don't do that as much just for their own good, as opposed to trying to attack Colorado.
Because they're already on their second quarterback.
Exactly.
This season, right? They already lost their week 1 starter, it looks like, for the remainder of the season.
He's done, yeah.
So, that's a good point.
Wow, I had not thought of that.
Yeah.
Guy, you have to actually be really careful with this guy.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, they lose Minicucci. He goes down. They are literally searching for answers. Like, he was the second or third quarterback on the depth chart the last 2 years, but he has kind of stabilized the ship for them in that time because of the injuries and everything that's gone on.
And they got a conference slate to think about too, right? You know what I'm saying? And what they got going on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they have a Conference USA slate to go through.
Yep.
Overall, as a team, children. Overall, as a team, what defines success for Colorado this weekend?
Winning convincingly.
Yep, that's it.
And that can be done in a myriad of ways. The spread could be backdoored. I don't really care about all that. If Colorado were to... If Colorado were to win 38-17, but there's a backdoor touchdown, I don't think we're going to be sitting here saying, how did they not cover, whatever. But it's winning handily. It's going out there and just like... I want to see joyful football.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see these guys out there going crazy, having fun, making big plays, and dominating their opponent so they can get used to it. There's actually like I'm not going to go into that whole thing, but just get used to going out there and making plays, being excited for each other, celebrating, and play a dominant brand of football that takes care of an opponent that the sports books are saying you should beat by 4 scores.
Mm-hmm.
For me, what I want to see team-wise is just look like you are the FBS team playing against a team that's coming up a level.
Right.
Make it obvious that there's a clear talent discrepancy on the football field on Saturday afternoon. And I think if that happens, however that ends up happening or however it looks, if that's the case, if that's the reality at the end of the game, I think Buff Nation will be happy. And like you said, that can come in. It could be an offensive fireworks show. It could be a defensive dominance. You shut them out potentially. Either way, or maybe you get both of those in a perfect world. But I think that's what everybody wants to see. It's just a dominant game, a game that you should win, and it should look like that.
Yeah, I think it's what RK said. It's make the game fun. And you do that by putting up a lot of points, stopping them from doing almost anything, almost making it look too easy out there. To me, that's how you come out of this game feeling 10 out of 10. We checked every box. Everything is good to go. Aside from, all the nitty gritty stuff on the field, I think overall that's what I need to see.
No doubt. I think we're going to see it too.
All right. Let's, on the other side, let's talk about what success looks like for each quarterback.
All right, let's do it.
Ooh.
Shout out to our new friends over at Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers. I mean, look, as fans, we're dedicated, right? We wear the jerseys, go to the games, watch the shows, all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers gets that kind of loyalty. They've been in Colorado for more than 30 years, standing with Colorado families and treating adults with cancer more than anyone else in the state. When life gets tough, they never stop showing up. This month, it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Prostate cancer affects 1 in 8 men, and it is highly treatable when caught early. So make sure you're going and getting your scans, taking care of your health, all that stuff. If you're 50 or older or younger with a family history of it, make sure you get screened. Then be a good teammate, check in with your buddies, text a group chat. Just let everyone know that you care about them and that you want them to take care of themselves and their health. Hit them up over at RockyMountainCancerCenters.com to learn more. Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers, the official sponsor of Denver sports fans. Again, RockyMountainCancerCenters.com.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Ent Credit Union. Already one of the best credit unions in the game. Also an official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. So if you're a Broncos fan like me, you're going to love this Bo Nix debit card from our friends over at Ent Credit Union. They're really going all in on Denver sports this year, and I love that about them. But it's also loaded with all kinds of perks that'll get you fired up, like no surprise fees, no minimum balance requirements, and the money earns dividends. So it's a great checking account. And of course, if you're a Broncos fan, it's even better. $10 off food and gear at game days at Empower Field at Mile High. I know Jake's going to need that.
Facts.
Broncos branded debit card like I just showed you. And the chance to win tickets to a home game simply by playing with your Broncos checking debit card. Every 15 swipes enters you for another chance to win. So if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, go to ent.com/DNVR. That's ENT.com/DNVR and sign up for a Broncos checking account today. Ent Credit Union is insured by the NCAA, membership required, APY annual percentage yield. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card.
All right, what do we need to see from the quarterbacks? We know both of them are going to play. We'll start with Kaidon Salter.
Really quick, someone in the comments said something along the lines of like, you guys don't watch film and that's why you were caught off guard by the Georgia Tech loss. Everything you said about that was wrong. First of all, of course we watch film. Second of all, no, I don't think any of us were caught off guard by it.
Nobody was caught off guard.
And that's all I'm going to say about that because I was about to get mad again, but I'm not going to.
That's
Anyways,
crazy, by the way.
For Kaidon, I think it's extreme decisiveness in everything that he does.
Conviction.
Yes, conviction is a great word for what I was talking about. When he drops back and he's looking downfield, commit, hit that back foot, fire the ball downfield.
Yeah.
When he's going to take off without thinking twice about it. I think it's natural for things like this to happen in week one, but it did feel like he was a little bit on the gas, off the gas, on the gas, off the gas. I just want to see him put the pedal to the metal and just go play freely, make plays like the playmaker that he is. And honestly, like on the rewatch, I loved a lot of what I saw from Kaidon. Like he's electric. He's an electric football player.
Yeah.
Just go be that. Just go commit to being a playmaker and trust your first reaction every time.
Yeah, I had 2 things written down, and one of them was be decisive. And I think you covered a good amount of it right there. Whether it's in the drop back game or deciding to tuck in and run it, just trust your instincts and play football how you played it at Liberty and what made you really successful. And one of the top, kind of prospects in this transfer portal this offseason. The other thing I wrote down was just play on time. I feel like there are a lot of times on Friday where Kaidon would get to the top of his drop, look around, extend the play, try to make something happen, kind of off script. And I feel like against a defense like Delaware, you should be able to, like you said, bro, hit your back foot and let it rip, bro. You see something open, you see the pre-snap look that you have been looking at all week on film, let it rip. Trust yourself, trust your arm, trust your legs, and those 2 things are the biggest things I want to see in Kaidon. Just be decisive and play on time, and everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's the conviction. It's just letting it rip, honestly. Of course, you don't want him to turn the ball over and put the game at risk and all that, but just go out there and play, man. Like, stop thinking so much. Trust your teammates, too.
Yeah.
You have a really good offensive line, man. If you have a window to take off, trust that. Go. Trust your receivers on the outside. Give them chances to make plays, man.
Yeah.
Not just like, playing in script. Of course, we want to see him play within the scheme and all that. But when the play does inevitably break down, or even when you see a window to roll out, if there's a matchup out there and you got 5 inches from Sincere Brown again, don't let last week that miss kind of haunt you a bit. Like, still feel free to take those shots while also managing, again, the decision making. So it feels weird talking about it because it's like a balance of you want him to like really like, again, kind of like almost not care about the consequences of playing, but also being decisive at the same time. So I guess that's the best way I can put it.
It's really interesting. We had Jordan Palmer, the renowned quarterbacks coach, on the Broncos show today. And one of the things he talked about was, he's like, I'm not sure if this exactly adds up in college football, but I know it does in the NFL. He said, do you know what the most successful play in football is?
Mesh?
The broken play.
Oh.
The most yards per pass, the most yards per
Scramble
carry,
drill.
all of it is all on scramble.
Yep.
That is what Kaidon Salter does so well. So, yes, playing within the script is great, but the game-breaking stuff happens when he plays outside of the script, and it's something that he does, I would say, at an elite level. So just do it. Just, don't feel like you have to prove anything to anyone. Just go be Kaidon.
And we saw evidence of that.
Yes.
His ability to be elite in that scramble drill off script, like the deep shot that's Sincere, he overthrew him, but that was a laser, a bomb that not many quarterbacks in college football can make.
I mean, look,
Throw to Drew second to last play of the game.
The overthrow to DeKalen, I think if they're just on the same page, if DeKalen knows that Caden's throwing it deep and I should keep continuing down the field, that would have been a massive highlight play. Like,
same with
it might have been a
Sincere,
touchdown.
dude. Like, keep
For
running
real.
the route. Like,
Exactly.
keep running. Don't just stop because you're near the goal line.
Caden showed us flashes, and that's why I'm really excited to see him build on week 1. And another thing I would add, just don't allow whatever happened in week 1 to carry over into week 2.
Yeah,
like,
flush it.
Flush it.
Let it go,
Go
man.
into this week as if it's week 1 again, and you're going on a blank slate. I think if he does that and takes that approach, he's going to ball out.
For Julian Lewis, let these receivers cook, man. I believe in his arm. I believe in where he puts the football and allowing them to make plays after the catch. Just keep doing that. Don't take sacks. Do not take sacks.
Yeah, it's kind of the same and yet different. Decisiveness.
Yes.
Just be decisive. Trust your eyes. Trust your lifetime of playing quarterback and what you think you're seeing when you get out there. I mean, going back to the spring game, he had some of his best plays later in the game when he was just kind of letting it rip.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just go let it rip. Don't be afraid. Oh, if I throw a pick or whatever, it's gonna, I'm gonna lose my spot on the depth chart. So now I'm holding, not on the depth chart, but whatever. Lose this opportunity. Just go. Same thing. Just be Julian.
Yeah.
And that's gotten you a really long way so far. It's gonna get you a long way moving forward. You know what you're looking at. Let the ball rip. Trust your arm and trust your eyes.
I would just tell Juju not to press. Like, he is built for this. He's been doing this for a very long time at a very high level. Just allow the game to come to you. And I think if he does that, if he doesn't allow the moment to be bigger than what it is, because I've kind of been in a situation like this where I was the backup and I had an opportunity to go in the game, and I knew, like, if I don't ball out right now, I might not get back in here. And I know that's not the situation for Juju because he is the future here at this program, but I just don't want him to be thinking, like I said, that the moment is bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
All it is just his debut, his first opportunity. It's certainly not going to be his last opportunity, so don't make it bigger than what it is. If he just stays within himself, doesn't press, lets the game come to him, I think he's going to be just fine. And somebody mentioned it too. Shit, when you see Quinn Gibson out there on the field, yo boy Q for 6, throw him the ball. It's probably going to work out well for you, I bet.
Max Prep's National Player of the Year.
Yes.
No, and I really don't think the Juju is a type of player who would
agree.
make the moment bigger. I mean,
I
this
agree.
is a guy who set the all-time Georgia State record for passing yards in the state championship game as a true freshman.
Yep.
A 14-year-old or maybe even right around 14 years old.
Yep.
So I think that's something that should be easy for him. And so then the last part I'll say about success for him is just string completions together.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that we didn't necessarily do in the pass game last week, it was like
Facts.
bang, bang, bang,
Yep.
boom, 3 in a row. All of a sudden you're 25 yards further down the field than you were a second ago, and you only threw the ball 10 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards, whatever. So just string some together, because that, I think, is where you'll earn yourself more opportunities on the field.
Most
Totally.
definitely.
Totally. We'll talk about this game a lot more tomorrow, obviously, at the pregame show. We talked to our guy Bryce Leslie yesterday. Go check that video out on the channel already. But here he is talking about the Delaware offense, what we can expect from Nick Minicucci, who has played a lot, but clearly didn't win the job coming out of camp. So, and what we can expect from Ryan Carty's system.
I think the staff's answer for this is going to say that they can do a little bit of everything. They can run it. They can pass it. On the defensive side, they can stop the run. They can stop the pass. I think that's their message. And I think, looking at years past and head coach Ryan Carty's system in their fourth year, it's something that they do like to do a little bit of everything. They don't like to just follow one avenue. They don't like to rely on, one pass catcher or one defensive coverage. They do run on defense a 3-3-5 shell, so they run a very heavy cover 3 in the back end. On offense, like I said, they like to get the ball out quick. And I'd say their identity is just really experience. The program with this move announced in late fall 2023 really recruited and built up the program to have it, going up to a higher level competition to really use his experience. On the offensive side of the ball, there's only one new starter to the program from last season, starting right tackle, and Noah Roshak, transferring in from Syracuse. On the defensive side of the ball, I believe there was only one new starter as well from Kentucky, and defensive end Noah Matthews. So I think their identity is just really utilizing. I think this is the last year of using those 5th or 6th years, the COVID, the redshirt years, as a lot of these players. I started school in Delaware in 2019. It feels like I started school with a lot of these guys myself, starting with the program. So I think their identity and what they're really going to rely on this year is they don't really have to learn a lot about themselves. They're just going to have to learn a lot about their opponents on a weekly basis.
So there you go. It's going to be RPOs. We already kind of talked about this. You might see the quarterback run. We'll see what they decide. But it's going to be very 11 personnel heavy. You're going to see a lot of the same players out in the field on offense. Then, defensively, it's a 3-3-5 stack. If you don't come in and run this ball for 200-plus yards in this game, we have some problems.
For real, bro, especially after you just put up 146 on Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Which was the 3rd highest total of the Coach Prime era here at Colorado. This weekend, we should see the highest total of the Coach Prime era.
Yes.
Here at Colorado on the rushing side of things. And Bryce there also mentioned the fact that, and we kind of alluded to it earlier, with such a veteran team with a lot of returners on this Delaware team, they pretty much know who they are.
Yeah.
And especially as we're talking about, Colorado trying to still find its offensive identity, that could be, something that works in Delaware's favor a little bit early on in the game, especially if Colorado allows it to, right? Because Delaware, like I said, they know exactly who they are. They know who their playmakers are and how to get them involved. Their head coach is their play caller. He's going to have some stuff dialed up. That's why it's imperative for Colorado to start this one fast on both sides of the ball and just not allow Delaware to have any hope in this game.
Yes, perfectly said. No hope for them.
Yeah.
This has come up in the chat a couple of times, so I think it's worth talking about. Apparently, in a interview with Buffs TV, Kaidon Salter said that he had 102-degree fever on Friday night. And just what a worst-case scenario.
For real.
Because you got a guy who's sick, not feeling well, who's expected to be the starter. Last thing you want to do is all of a sudden you take a 17-year-old true freshman right before the game and say, hey, guess what, buddy? You're the starter.
For sure.
Yeah.
Again, I think Juju is built for something like that, but no coach wants to have to do that. Kaidon obviously wants to go, even though he's feeling less than himself, so he's going to go out there and try to play. Just overall, what a terrible thing to have to deal with in that moment. So hopefully Caden's feeling a lot better this week.
Hopefully he is. Yeah. And I will say, too, that I appreciate him not mentioning that in the post-game pressure after the game.
For sure.
Because there have been a lot of people out there who just wouldn't have wanted to hear that in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think he probably knew that. And I think someone also mentioned that Kaidon made sure that he wasn't using that as an excuse. He was just saying the fact of the matter was that he had over 100-degree fever trying to make his Colorado debut. So it's something to keep in mind.
Playing in the rain, too.
Playing in the rain, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh. He probably felt
felt terrible. Yeah.
So terrible.
For
and
real.
then imagine on Saturday morning after being sick and then being in the cold or in the
cold and
cold rain all night.
He got practice the next day. They had practice the next day.
Not a great situation, but it it does explain a few things that just visually
For sure.
we were seeing out there.
For sure. And maybe even it might explain just a little bit, right? His hesitancy to run, right? Maybe he didn't feel like he had the what's the word I'm looking for? The
Cardiovascular.
Just didn't have the lungs going, yeah.
Exactly right. That's why I count on y'all. But that was kind of what I was thinking. Again, it's not an excuse for his performance, but it's an interesting data point.
All right, let's take our next break, and then we'll get to the transfer portal changes and picks.
Shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Taco Bell, man. Listen, y'all, this Buffs box, if you haven't tried it yet, what the hell are you doing, man? It's now available with Taco Bell Classics for a ridiculously amazing price of just $7. Comes with a cheesy gordita crunch, a crunchy, beefy 5-layer burrito, Doritos Locos Tacos, my personal favorite, cinnamon twist, and a large fountain drink. All those items come in a branded CU Buffs box, and that drink comes in a player collector cup, which features either Jordan Seaton, Julian Juju Lewis, who will make his Colorado debut this weekend, Draylon Miller, or Quentin Gibson, a.k.a. Q for 6. It's available for a limited time only at participating Colorado Taco Bell locations. And here's the coolest part, y'all. For every Buffs touchdown this year, and they're going to be a lot, particularly maybe even this weekend against Delaware, Taco Bell is going to donate $1,000 to the CU Athletic Scholarship Fund for every Buffs touchdown this year. So pick up your Buffs box today at your nearest Taco Bell, and shout out to TB.
Shout out to another new partner on the program today, the Gold Crown Foundation. Chances are, if you played basketball growing up in Colorado, you know exactly what the Golden Crown Competitive Basketball League is. Not just basketball, though. They got football leagues going on right now as well, including girls flag football. So if you have a little girl, know a little girl who is into the game and wants to play, they've got leagues for through 8th graders. They got practice and play models, 2 games a week, 1 practice. And of course, you can just learn the game, build confidence, compete, all of that. Scan that QR code or go to goldencrownfoundation.com. Of course, they have football for boys as well, basketball leagues, all that stuff, volleyball, golf, tons more stuff. So hit them up. You know where to find them, goldcrownfoundation.com. All righty.
Random question. Do you miss having a rivalry game this year? You're just not even thinking about it.
I'd like to have one. I don't miss having 2.
The last 2
Back
years
to
was
back.
a lot.
The amount of emotional energy that goes into a rivalry game.
Yeah. It's like 2 games.
It really does. It feels like 2 games,
For
2
real.
weeks.
Yes.
The lead up to the game feels like it takes twice as long. And so, yeah, going back to back the last 2 years was terrible. Like
real.
the second game was always just like, oh my God.
Yes.
You got to do this again? I got to fight with people online all week again? But no, I'd like to have one on the schedule. That's always fun.
Yeah, I kind of miss it a little bit, but it's all
But
right.
shoot, I would not have wanted it this week.
Hell
No.
no. Could you imagine? Oh, my God. We're rolling into a game against Nebraska this week after that?
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, it would have been tough.
Holy cow.
So yeah,
Would've beat 'em, though.
it's a welcome break. We can conjure up some hate for Wyoming.
Let's do it. They're close enough, yeah.
Windy ass, nowhere ass.
I mean, look, TCU's in like 3 or 4 weeks. Is that the closest thing we have this year?
Probably, bro, unless we look at BYU
I hate
after
every
the Alamo
Big
Bowl.
12 team, so.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's talk about the transfer portal. We brought this up a lot during the offseason as something that could potentially happen. And this morning, Ross Dellinger tweeted out, the NCAA Football Oversight Committee voted today to support a single transfer portal in January. The administrative committee still needs to formally adopt the change later, but it's expected to be a 10-day window that will open on January 2nd. And that will be it for the transfer portal. One chance, 10 days.
That would be after the Natty?
That
Or
technically
right
no.
around it? Okay.
Around then,
Sure.
yes.
Disadvantage for those teams.
Well, okay, and then so
Helps them out a little bit.
Matt Zenitz at 247, he built up on this and said, obviously, this still needs approval from the NCAA Administrative Committee before this goes into effect. That voting is expected to take place at some point later this month. Another recommendation, though, however, from the Football Oversight Committee is changing the date when recruits can start receiving written offers from schools, which is now August 1st of a player's senior year to now November 15th of a player's senior year. So they're basically trying to condense recruiting a bit, which I agree with. It does, look, we benefit a lot from it, frankly, us alone. It drives a lot of the show during the offseason. That's going to suck. But I think that this is starting to get a handle on the bigger problem of player movement just being willy-nilly. Again, my thing with the portal is that should be as big of a choice as it used to be like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like transferring needs to carry weight again. It doesn't need to just be, I'm unhappy with the depth chart. Oh, I want to raise. Like all this stuff that's going on right now is not good for the game.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I remember having a friend who was playing ball in college, and one of his like best family friends became a coach at a school. But he had just redshirted through his freshman year. He wanted to go play there, but he's like, I already just didn't play for a year. I can't go there like and miss another year. Now, I don't think it should be that intense, but I do think it should be something that like you make that decision. It's something that you've thought about and it's well thought out and you commit to it. And when you do it, it's final. Mm-hmm. Right now, could transfer in somewhere in the spring, transfer out in the fall. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Or I guess you transfer in the
winter,
transfer back out in the spring. Like it's gotten a little out of hand. So I'm very pro player empowerment and these guys being able to do what's best for them.
Yes.
But at the same time, we're talking about 17 to 20-year-old kids who are very prone to make rash decisions in the moment.
I think it should be made clear that this hasn't gone into effect yet. This still has to be voted on.
No, it needs to be voted on. It'll happen later this month.
This month. When we've talked about this, my opinion hasn't really changed. I'm in favor of the two transfer windows because I think there are just certain times, and I'm just speaking from a player perspective, there are just certain times where you get sent off. You get somewhere and you're like, this isn't what I was promised it was going to be.
Yeah.
And some people might look at that and be like, well, you made your bed. You got a line in now. But like you said, these are 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. Noah King committed to Kansas State and is now here at Colorado without ever took a class in college. Yeah. I think he should be afforded that ability to do that. Sincere Brown wouldn't be a Buffalo if there wasn't this second window. We can go down the list of all these guys who were added in the spring. And in Sincere's case, he obviously entered the portal after the season, but like he just took his time with the process and didn't make a decision until the spring. And
but that doesn't change though. Like this is just a portal entry period. I'm sure you can take as much time taking visits, being recruited as long as you want.
I got you. I'm just in favor of, especially with how quickly coaches can move on. I think players should be afforded that same type of flexibility.
Coaches only move once in the offseason, though.
You can move whenever, bro.
I mean, true.
You can leave whenever.
You never see that. You don't see a coach take a job in one place in the spring and leave in the fall.
No, you don't. But I don't think you can rule that out ever happening. In the future, you know what I'm saying?
This is always such a hard conversation for me because I don't disagree with a single point that you made.
I'm just so pro player. I'm like, gee, if you get somewhere in January and it's not what you thought it was, you should be able to leave.
But also, too, like you can take so many like unlimited visits. Basically, you can take unlimited OVs as a recruit now too.
But visit is not the same thing as when you're actually there and you're on the roster. Like people, they show you what they want to show you on a visit.
Of course. But that's why, like, being recruited is so important. Those relationships you build with coaches is so important then.
Yeah.
And I just think that, again, someone brought it up. Like, players transferring 4 times in an offseason, like, what are we doing?
I'm not with that.
What are we doing?
That is obviously an extreme that I'm not going to sit here and endorse.
Yeah.
But,
so, like,
the Noah King situation, like, that's a situation to me where it's like, he thought Kansas State was his home. He spent some time there, and it's like, this ain't the best spot for me.
Sure.
Let me move on. And I think Colorado is going to be the best spot for him. But it would suck if he had to stay at a place that he knew wasn't the right spot for him for a whole year. Maybe not waste the year of eligibility, but certainly waste the year of his life at a place that he doesn't want to be just because he has to lay in the bed that he made.
It's a big decision. They're getting paid now. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, they kind of have to grow up a bit and make grown-up decisions. They really do. Like, picking a college is a grown-up decision.
It's true.
I struggle with this one. Because I do think too much player movement is a bad thing. And I think trying to stop basically making someone stay somewhere where they aren't happy is also a bad thing.
For sure.
There should be a happy medium in there. I think no one here is saying like a player shouldn't be able to transfer after the season if they don't like it. That part I'm cool with. I think that if you want to transfer once after every season, I don't really have a problem with that. I didn't like when it was like one free transfer. It's like, okay, well now I'm in this place and I'm 5th on the depth chart and my college career is just over.
Yeah.
So I don't like that either. It's just we're losing a little bit of what has made college football great, which is like players come in and they fall in love with the school and the town,
and they develop,
and they take a lot of pride in wearing the jersey, and they come in the bottom of the depth chart and they leave at the top of the depth chart, and like that's a very like rosy way of painting the way it used to be.
Yeah.
But we've shifted really far now to a point where it's like my friends who love the Buffs damn near as much as I do are coming into week 1 being like, I don't even know who's on the team.
Yeah.
I'll find out when we get out there.
Well,
and there just has to be somewhere to meet in the middle where the players are still empowered to make decisions. No one's saying that, you know, the coaches should be able to leave and the players shouldn't be able to.
Of course.
And there's even a bylaw written in there that if your coach leaves, you can leave too.
Yes.
So that part, I think we have that part right. It's just there got to be a little bit of push and pull so that we find a place in the middle where it's like, okay, the rosters are solidified from here on out.
Yeah, it should just be the emphasis should just be made on that decision. Like it really should, to enter the portal. It shouldn't just be I'm unhappy type of thing. That's just where I'm at. And plus, also, I think the reason why this has been pushed so hard this offseason, I think coaches really want this. And
you got to think about why, though.
Well, why? It's because they want to know who's on their team. They want to be able to go into spring football knowing who's on the roster, knowing that, okay, now we also have 4 months after this spring football to still kind of teach some things, work on some stuff. Obviously not practice because they're not allowed to practice, but, you know, hold meetings and like just get to know the players more, as opposed to now we get the welcome back meeting in June and all of a sudden I've got 20 new kids I got to learn all over again. It's just, what are we doing?
I just think another reason coaches might really want this is just it doesn't make them look bad, right? It makes kind of sometimes a coach look bad if you have an exodus or maybe a high ranking, a 5-star or a high 4-star player that you brought in, you recruited, and now he's leaving your program quickly after getting there. Like, I feel like that just makes coaches look bad, and I feel like that's a big reason why they're pushing this stuff. And I would just say, like, maybe just put a limit on it. Like, you can only do the transfer twice in one offseason once in your career, or like maybe you can only transfer 3 times total your entire career or something like that. I'd be in favor of that, but I just, again, sometimes things happen, bro. And like I said, people show you what they want to show you, especially on visits when they're trying to recruit you to get to their school and be a part of your program.
It's a sales pitch.
It's exactly what it is. And we know how sales work sometimes. They're literal snake oil salesmen is what they call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That exists, particularly in college football, especially when money's involved, how it is nowadays. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I feel like there should be, or hopefully is, more of a middle ground than what's being proposed here. But
I mean, honestly, sorry, do you want to go?
No, I was just, someone in the comments was like crashing out saying Coach Prime did this to Jackson State. It's like, no, he was at Jackson State, coached there for several years, and then he left, but he actually did something that a lot of coaches don't do, which is he stayed with the team until the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Facts.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, I think in a perfect world, honestly, the transfer portal is well after the national championship game, like before spring football, though. And honestly, I'd probably say yes, a bit longer, maybe just 15 or 20 days.
Well, and Dave in the comments says regulations always have unintended consequences. I think both ways, removing regulations, adding regulations. There's always stuff that we didn't see coming, and like we went from 0 to 100 so fast with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And NIL and all of this stuff happened like all at once. You can transfer unlimited, NIL, all of it. Like players can get paid now, and like the whole landscape just changed.
Yeah,
in the blink of an eye. And so now I think they're trying to regather a handle on it, but in the end, like someone said, like those days are over. Talking about what I was talking, I think you're right. But there probably does have to be a little bit more regulation.
I agree. Carson Crawford is going to be visiting this weekend. He tweeted out last night that is the first Buffs commit to announce that they will be coming in for a game this season. Obviously, a guy we really like, plays for Carthage.
Yep.
Carthage High
Down
School.
in Texas.
In Carthage, Texas. I mean, kind of a two-way player, too. Plays a little bit on offense, but, man.
A little tight end action.
I think one of all of our favorite guys in this recruiting class.
Yes,
Dog.
big fan.
So shout out to him. We'll see if we can find him on the sidelines this weekend.
Heck yeah.
Real quick, Lucas says, if Midnight Mel can leave hours after saying he's committed to a school, players should be able to do so as well. And in that case, the players would be able to.
The portal would have opened.
The portal would open that day.
Yes, exactly. Alrighty, let's get to picks.
Hell yeah.
It was week 1 for everyone last week, including us. Good news is we're all tied up on level playing fields.
I think that, there should be a podcast that criticizes us for all the things that we did wrong in our picks this weekend. We deserve it.
You know what?
We weren't good enough. We called bad plays.
Yeah, that's true.
We were indecisive.
That's my dream, honestly. You know Bill Simmons, obviously?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Bill Simmons Reddit?
Yes.
And how they have a podcast about the podcast?
Yeah.
That's my dream.
There we
Make
go.
a podcast about my podcast.
Somebody make it
please.
happen.
And have that, tee off on us.
Yeah.
We weren't good enough.
Yeah,
week
let it
one.
rip fully.
I'm dead.
All right. 8 games this week, guys. 6 Big 12 games, 2 headline college football games. First game up. Is there a name for this rivalry?
It's called the Cy-Hawk rivalry.
There you go.
They've really gotten their bag on
I was
this
going to
one.
say, not very creative with that one.
Last year, Iowa State won this game by 1 point at Iowa.
It was kind of opposite ends of the spectrum here. Iowa had really high expectations.
Yes.
They
were
were
ranked.
ranked. They're playing at home, and they lost.
Mm-hmm.
I think the exact opposite thing, or the same thing, however you look at it, is going to happen this year. Iowa State's offensive line dominates the game, or Iowa's offensive line dominates the game, and Iowa gets the dub.
I am, after scoring the first ever golden hammer in DNVR history last week,
Congrats.
I'm using it again
Oh.
here
Oh.
on Iowa State. I think
Hell
they win
yeah.
this game by at least a touchdown at home in front of the home crowd in a rivalry game. I don't know if y'all saw Iowa's game last week. They couldn't do it. I mean, we're used to Iowa not having an offense, but they brought in a quarterback who they thought could help the passing game, and Gronowski did not look good.
Yep.
I think they're going to really struggle, Iowa, that is, to score points. And Rocco Becht is by far the best quarterback in this game, this matchup. Iowa State's a better team. Give me Iowa State, golden hammer, and then -3.
I think you're going to learn a tough lesson about golden hammers in rivalry.
Yeah,
games.
that's tough.
We'll see.
I'm also taking Iowa State. I will not be golden hammering this, though. So you're on Iowa?
I'm on an island in Iowa. The only one there.
This line has moved a bit also, by the way. Yesterday when I wrote these out, Bet365 had it Iowa State -3. It's now -3.5 for the Cyclones.
What are we sticking with?
We're going with 3.5. That's what I've written down now.
Okay. And
3.5's on the graphic, so.
I was wondering, too, what would we do for a hook? Or, like, say it's -3 and they win by 3. Like, how are we scoring that?
Half point or no?
Right,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's got to be a half point.
We can run half points.
'Cause
Okay.
it would have to be a half point.
right.
Because
We
it's
can-
not equivalent to a loss.
No, we
Bet.
can do that. That's fine.
Bet.
Next up, a big game for Baylor after taking a loss on the chin last week. They travel on the road, not too far, in the state of Texas, but who knows how long that is, actually, to Dallas to take on the number 17 SMU Mustangs. SMU, I did not see what they did last week.
They beat up on somebody who they should have.
I'll pull it up here in a second, but SMU returns a lot of their star power from last season.
SMU
team-
beat East Texas A&M last
Oh,
week.
Jesus Lord.
42-13 at home.
Oh, Jesus. SMU -2.5.
You get a double identifier school.
I know, right?
I want double identifier school on our roster or on our schedule.
Where are you at on this one, RK?
I hate to overreact and just bail on a team that I like so early in Baylor, but going to Dallas at SMU with bad vibes already on the season.
So 1.5 to 2 hour trip. That's all the road trip is.
Yeah, no, that's not bad, but it's not like, SMU is going to open up the floodgates for a bunch of Baylor fans to come in.
Sure.
I'd say I'm not necessarily giving up on Baylor's season, but I'm not picking them to win this week.
Wow. Scotty.
I think I'm going to roll with the favor here in SMU.
Wow.
I mean, this might just be Baylor's MO. If y'all remember, they started slow last year. And
Facts.
they were kind of written off, certainly
After they
by
lost
us.
to CU, yeah.
Yeah. And then right after that, they just went on a tear. I think they won, 6 of the last 7 games at the end of the year. I think a similar scenario unfolds this year. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to take the favor. Give me SMU. What's it, -2.5?
-2.5.
I'll take SMU.
I'll lone wolf it. I'll take Baylor. I'll stick with my guy, Sawyer Robertson, Dave Aranda. It's just a different team last week in the SEC caliber of the trenches and all that. I don't think SMU has that. So I think Baylor gets right and wins this game.
Okay.
Golly, I don't.
What?
Just got this hammer. I don't know what to do with it.
We got some big numbers coming up. This one, Kansas. Kind of hot. Kind of playing well right now. They've scored a lot of points. They are traveling to Missouri to take on the Tigers. Don't know much about the Tigers, if I'm being completely honest. But -6.5.
I'm not going first here.
I will, because y'all know where I'm going.
Yeah?
Okay.
Give me the home team to cover. Give me the Missouri Tigers to win by at least a touchdown.
I feel like I'm going to do this thing where I flip-flop everything and I'm just wrong every time. I'll put some rivalry game. I'm say it's close. I hope Kansas loses, but I think they'll cover.
Oh, man.
This one is called Civil War?
It's got to have a name, right?
Border War? No, that's CSU in Wyoming.
This game is called the Border War.
Oh, much better and more important Border War.
Of course. Yeah, clearly. Oh, Lord, man. I don't know what to do.
Bro,
I think
pick your team, bro.
I'm going to pick Kansas.
There you go.
I'll pick Kansas.
There you go.
The Kansas State Wildcats.
Doesn't Missouri have quarterback issues?
That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't know for sure.
Nah, I mean,
I think their actually, it's not issues. I think their starter, they were in a battle. They picked one guy. He got injured, and the other guy came in and balled out.
Bo Prubula went crazy. 283 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Also had 65 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. I think they got the better quarterback, and I think they got the better team, and they're at home. Love Missouri in that spot.
Next, the
Give me a break. I said Border War first. Just doubted myself like I'm doing in all of these picks.
The Kansas State Wildcats, man. Holy cow. Takes a loss in week 0 to Iowa State over in Dublin. And then they are in a freaking battle last weekend against North Dakota. They should have lost that
They should have
game.
lost, and I'm pissed that
Yes.
they didn't. I'm so mad at North Dakota for not finishing that job.
38-35, they pull out the W last week. And they're now 17-point favorites against an Army team who got beat down by...
They didn't get beat down. I think it was an overtime loss.
But it was like a way lower level team, wasn't it?
Tarleton State.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. So Tarleton State beat Army in overtime. The week before, Tarleton State smacked Portland State like 40-0. And obviously Portland State lost to BYU last week like 69-0.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to figure out like what the transitive like, you know what I'm saying?
There is none.
This
is college football we're talking about. There is none. Don't even try.
I was like, is there like something I can draw from this?
No.
But I really don't know what to make of this one.
I unfortunately think that Kansas State lost a close game to Iowa State in a slop fest.
Yeah.
And then laid an absolute egg last week. And I think because of that, they're being a little bit underestimated here. As much as I want to...
17 points?
It's a lot.
It's nothing to a team that just lost to Tarleton State.
But to a team that when it is rolling, they're going to knock off 8 minutes a clip on per drive.
Yeah. I would love to be rolling with Papa Procter here. But I got to take K-State.
Where are you at on this one?
I think I'm taking Army, bro. I
think this line, I guess where I'm coming from here is I think this line should be closer to like 24. But because everyone's like, oh, K-State sucks now, it's way down.
And it's obviously in Manhattan.
But even if that, bro, a 24-point favorite against a service academy it's
dangerous.
It's very tough to do.
This isn't the Army from last year.
I was gonna say, this isn't Bryson Daly Army.
Right.
I think that was his name.
I'm taking Army.
Maybe the last time I do this, I'm going to take K-State.
Wow. Still riding with Avery.
Literally might be the last time I do this.
The number 12 team in the country, the Arizona State Sun Devils, traveling to Mississippi, Starkville, right?
Yep.
To the land of the cowbells to take on the Bulldogs. Shout out to Coach Dancy, Coach Lodeholt, Zach Owens. Little bit of Colorado ties on both sides, actually. Jordan Tyson, of course, at ASU. This game last year was close. I believe it was a 7-point game. If I remember correctly, I will get the score here shortly. Other than what I just said, I can't tell you a single thing about Mississippi State. 30-23 was the final score in ASU's favor last year.
I mean, I'll tell you that Mississippi State is projected to be one of the worst teams, maybe the worst team in the SEC this year. And with Arizona State certainly looking like one of the top teams in the Big 12, I'm going to go with them on the road here to cover 6.5, win by a touchdown.
I don't know what to do.
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
I'm going to pick Arizona State, and I'm dropping the golden hammer on this.
Let's go. There you go. That's it?
That's it.
That's all he's got to say about that.
Look, no, I can't say more. Look, I know we did the thing where it's like cool to hate on ASU and Sam Levin and all that. But then he took off last year on that 50-yard run, and I was just like, yeah, he's kind of good. Yeah,
him running for 50 yards on Northern Arizona changed your fucking opinion on him?
It's just, I forgot he's a really good dual threat.
If anything, Jordan Tyson really opened my eyes last week, bro. He looked.
Now, Raleek Brown was running it well for them last week, too.
They have another Brown, too.
Yeah, I'm taking ASU, man.
Yeah, I like ASU.
You're too flippy-floppy, man.
I'm adjusting with the season. What do you want me to do?
Takes on everyone.
I'm adjusting with the season.
Screw it. Give me Mississippi State.
Wow.
I'll ride on an island here. Let's go to Starkville. Where's my boy Ashton Brown? Let's hang out for this game.
No, King Mars. I don't have 2 golden hammers. That's the only game I've golden hammered. All right. Another
I'm gonna have
massive.
to use this thing eventually.
You're running out of options, bro.
Another massive number. It is now 20.5 for BYU over Stanford. Bear Bachmeier playing against his former team. He played well last week. He had 5 total touchdowns against Portland State.
Yep.
Stanford, tough loss on the island in week 0. But
2 weeks to prepare. They didn't play last week.
So they didn't play last week.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
But it's like, so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? So like BYU put the smack down on Portland State, a Portland State team that lost to Tarleton State. So like BYU pretty much didn't play anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't play anybody.
No, you're right.
BYU didn't play anybody. And it's like, this is probably going to be their first test this year. Stanford didn't play last week. They're obviously on the road. And again, this might be maybe the last time I ever picked Stanford, but I think Stanford covered because they already did me dirty in week 0 against Hawaii.
King Mars, that was Scotty who did that, not me.
Yeah, I hammered Iowa State, but
we are headed to overtime. If you're watching on your television, head on over to thednvr.com so we can wrap up the show.
I think give me Stanford to cover, though. Against a true freshman quarterback, give me Stanford to cover.
A quarterback who probably would have started for them, though.
I mean, yeah, he would have.
I'm taking BYU. I'm taking BYU. I'm going to swallow the points. I don't care.
I'll take BYU, too. I think Stanford's just that bad.
I mean, losing to Hawaii week 0 and then having Hawaii get smoked by Arizona last weekend isn't a good look, but we'll see what happens.
Not at all. Another, that's it for the Big 12 slate. We're on to top 25 games. The Fighting Illini are traveling to Duke to take on Darian Mensah and the Blue Devils. Last weekend, Illinois, they had a glorified bye week, 52-3 over Western Illinois.
Put some respect on Western.
You tell me why I should put some respect on Western. Duke last week had Elon, 45-17.
Didn't Duke play week 0 too?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Love both the quarterbacks in this matchup. Luke Allmeyer for Illinois, Darius Mensah for Duke. Give me Illinois. Give me the Fighting Illini on the road to win by at least a field goal. I think they're the better team. I think they're really, truly one of the top 12 teams in college football this year.
Golden Hammer.
Okay.
Duke.
Let's go.
Darian Mensah. Let's go.
I am torn on this one.
Be one of the better games of the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do.
I feel like this slate was a little bit undersold to me. We got Iowa State. We got Illinois, Duke. We got Michigan, Oklahoma. And wasn't there one other one?
Michigan, Oklahoma is going to be so fire.
Not. I mean, in terms of Big 12, or I'm sorry, top
Kansas,
25, I
Missouri.
think
Did you
that's
mention
it.
that one?
Yeah,
That's a good
Kansas,
one.
Missouri. There
Yeah.
we go.
I do think Illinois has the better football team, but Duke has the better quarterback. I'm gonna go with RK and pick the Blue Devils.
Love
Oh,
it.
At home.
Love it.
It's a tough little trip for Illinois early in the season here.
Man, they used to play in Big Ten stadiums, so that little Duke stadium ain't phasing them.
I'm just saying, you don't want to go to the East Coast in a non-conference game.
I think this is the only top 25 matchup of the weekend, and
think
it
it
is
is.
the game of the weekend. The Michigan Wolverines headed to Norman. Game day will be there to take on the Sooners. Sooners are 5-point favorites. John Mateer played well last weekend. They had a glorified bye week as well. New Mexico did push Michigan a little bit, but
A little bit.
I watched the whole game. I do think Michigan was saving some stuff for this week, though. You didn't see Bryce really run, really air it out. They really just tried to run the ball, manage the game and get out with the W. Justice Haynes, the running back for Michigan, is a problem.
Mm-hmm. Taking the blue. You're taking.
Go blue, baby.
I'm gonna take Michigan as well. I think that Venables is a fraud.
Facts.
Oh,
Period.
Facts,
End
though.
of sentence.
I don't think his quarterback is, though. I really
either.
like John Mateer.
I like him too.
I really like their running back as well, and I really like their weapons on the
Which running back?
Is Ott not available?
The one that got one carry for -3 yards last week? That's what happened to Jaden.
What about Sawchuk?
I'll pull up the stats.
Well, I'm just going to use your theory. I think they were just saving some stuff for this big game this weekend against Michigan. That's what I think happened with that.
Their leading rusher was Torrey Blaylock, 8 carries for 44 yards. Mateer ran 7 times. Xavier Robinson ran 8 times. After that, 1 carry for Deion Burks, 7 carries for Javonte Barnes. Jesus, 7 carries for 9 yards.
Bunch of dudes just touching the ball, right?
Jaden Ott, 1 carry, -3 yards.
What the hell?
Just saving them.
You know what? I take back everything I said about the portal. Open it up now. Jaden Ott, come to Boulder.
Give me Oklahoma at home, man.
Wow.
I think they got the better quarterback. And I just really like this offense this year, man. I think Oklahoma, they're my sleeper in the SEC this year. And I think they're going to open up some eyes and get a big dub this weekend.
All right. This is interesting this week, guys.
Are we on any
No 3
unison?
for 3s, I don't think.
No, I'm sorry, what?
what he just said?
No 3 for 3. That's what I was going to get to.
Okay, yeah, that's where I was.
This is
getting as
interesting. No 3 for 3s. We have a lot of I think every game, one person is on an
Wow,
island.
love that.
Those two things are mutually exclusive. If we have no 3 for 3s, then
Well, yes, of
automatically
course.
every game's
Of
love
course,
that.
but that just means we're going to see more separation, I think,
Yep.
in the results this week.
Yep. Someone's gonna win a few games.
For sure.
Can't wait, dude.
All right, let's go to the Toyota chat.
Jet ski.
Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Hit the thumbs up button. Give us a like.
Yes.
Consider becoming a diehard, and also if YouTube's just more your thing, join that supporters club. All right, Don Juan, he asked, will you guys be traveling to away games this year? We'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll be there. And
We'll
be in
be at
Houston
every single one.
in about 10 days.
Yep.
Oh God.
Less than 7 days.
Yeah?
Less than for sure.
6 days. Shit.
You sure?
Don Juan, I assure you, we did not forget the Oklahoma State game.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. There's been a lot of talking between Mike Gundy and Dan Lanning ahead of this football game.
There has?
Yeah.
There has.
About what?
Mike Gundy's accusing Oregon of, paying players and all this stuff, but we had their budget, and Dan Lanning's, kicking back, saying all this other stuff too. It's
Gundy just crying pretty much.
It really is Gundy, yeah.
Oklahoma State was like one of the most well-funded programs for years and years and years.
That's why it's very rich.
Yeah.
To be coming from him.
I think their guy died.
Oh,
Their
wow.
big donor or whatever.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look, it's like a 23.5 point number anyways.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's y'all fault for scheduling Oregon. Nobody tell you how to do that.
It's your fault for
I've got
becoming a
some
worst program in
scheduling
16
bones
months.
to pick, too.
For real.
Why are we playing Georgia Tech in week 1?
I mean, that's a good point, bro. I mean, it's 2 years in a row where
Can
it's
I
been some questionable opening season matchups.
Give me a team with 2 identifiers in the first game. I want Southern Tech, Eastern A&M.
Bring East Texas A&M on down.
Yeah.
Dave asked, what's Big O's injury update? I don't really have one. We'll find out from Monk tomorrow, I guess. It's the best I can tell you right now, but it just sounds like the hammy. Just depends on that. In my opinion, he should not play this week. Sucks to say. I really want to see him play,
Yeah.
but there's no point.
I agree.
Frank with the super chat. If they make it one portal, I think it should be a spring portal that gives everyone plenty of time to figure out what they want to do.
But then you'd have less time to like earn your spot on the next team.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Thank you for the super chat, though, Frank. Don Peasy says,
Easy.
not only did Coach Prime not jump and leave JSU players hanging, he literally got on 60 Minutes 4 months prior and said he would be a fool not to listen to P4 offers. I mean, we don't have to do this again.
He did anything but pull the rug.
Yes. I mean, geez, man, he kind of picked his favorite to be the head coach. The AD listened to him, picked the head coach. They're winning. Like,
Yeah.
what more could Coach Prime have done for that program?
Swear.
Never left.
Of course, but let's be realistic.
I know. I'm just saying. That's what people want.
Don't know where Byron is. Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
Good stuff.
You got a pick for tonight?
Oh, yeah. Do we want Super Bowl picks?
I mean, we're in overtime. We can do whatever we
Hell
want.
yeah, we can.
What's your Super Bowl pick, bro?
Denver Broncos
Let's go.
Versus-
against everyone. I do
Turn
not
me
care.
up. Turn me up.
Do not care.
Turn me up, Jake.
Let's go
We needed
Broncos.
you on our predictions episode.
Hey,
Get
let's
the
do
people riled up.
Look, the Broncos, first off, they're already 2-0. But second off, what we're about to see from Bo Nix in this offense this year is
Exactly,
going to
Alyssa.
completely rewrite the narrative of what people think of when they think of Denver Broncos football.
What do people currently think of when they think of Denver Broncos
They think of quarterback problems. They only think of defense. They don't
What?
think of offense.
Bro, when people think of the Denver Broncos, they think of 2 of the 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Well, I mean, the last 10 years, though.
All right.
You guys just share your picks, just me?
Nope.
Go Broncos, baby.
I'm certainly not.
Give me. I think I picked the Ravens on our show
Okay.
to win the Super Bowl this year. I think it's finally Lamar's year.
That'd be cool.
I'm rooting for him, man. He
Me
needs
too.
one.
All the good quarterbacks except Pat Mahomes are really likable.
Yeah, he's ruining the NFL.
How so?
But yeah, I
How so?
Yeah, how's he doing that?
He's just stealing all these opportunities from everyone else. It's crazy.
That's fun. I really hope the Eagles take care of business tonight, though.
I think they will.
Is there any chance Cowboys pull a stunner?
For sure.
Yeah,
I think they have a lot of really talented players on that team.
they do. The reason I ask that, I just think it's silly that people just are, Eagles are going to smoke. They're going to go crazy.
saw a
right and
stat-
kill
So,
them.
like, the Eagles and Cowboys have the same spread as the Broncos and Titans. And I just think
That's-
the Broncos
yeah,
are
that's crazy.
so much better. The gap between the Broncos and Titans is way bigger than the Cowboys and Eagles, in my opinion.
Yep.
Dak Prescott in his last 6 Thursday night games. I know it's different.
I saw that, yeah.
70% completion, 272 passing yards a game, 14 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, and a 6-0 record.
6-0.
Dak's better than people give him credit for.
Always
doubt.
has been.
No doubt.
Always has been.
No doubt.
All right.
But
Chad.
anyways, go Birds. Got to say that
Facts.
contractually.
We'll be back pregame tomorrow. We'll put out a tweet from the Buffs account letting you all know when that will be exactly. And then, tailgate. What time does tailgate start on Saturday?
I'd have to say around 11.
Okay. We will be there, and we'll see y'all then. Be back tomorrow for pregame. Skol Buffs.
Skol Buffs.
We all silly.